We have 450 people, scientists that have come together to discuss collaborative research associated with oil spill. And we're hoping that at the conclusion of this meeting, for a large number of scientists to get together and write proposals that would address a lot of the issues that deal with oil spill. And to help them, we have invited 6 National Science Program officers to tell us what types of funding opportunities are available for this purpose.
The Gulf of Mexico is a world-class natural resource basin. Whether you look at fishing, whether you look at natural resource extraction, such as oil and natural gas, whether you look at recreation and all of the benefits of recreation, and whether you look at national and natural preservation with the wetlands and the species that live in the Gulf region. This is a world-class resource. It's been much damaged over the last 100 years. It needs to be restored and brought to health. It also needs to continue to be a source of economic growth for the region and the nation. We need to find the right balance of entrepreneurship, regulation, environmental protection, economic development, and we also need to restore the damage that's been done in the past in the Gulf of Mexico.
What scientific studies need to happen in the Gulf? What has to be learned by scientists?
Well, I think everything from how we preserve and protect the existing biosphere, how we restore the wetlands to what was once a prominent position where we were not facing the continued degradation and deterioration of this wonderful natural biosphere resource. And I think we also need to have the scientific knowledge of the science and engineering necessary to do drilling safely. I think we have a good track record on drilling and the extraction of natural resources. The BP Macondo disaster is a major setback, but I believe it is an aberrant anomaly that was brought about through the failure of human judgment, not something systemically wrong with the manner in which the industry goes about its business.
There's a wide variety of research that needs to be done. It encompasses physical types of modeling, for example, the flow of the spill in the Gulf, fluid dynamics, that type of thing, all the way to the social science implications of, how should society respond to something like this.
Oil spills present a unique opportunity to understand what's going on in the environment when oil is released. You can't put that much oil in within a controlled experiment. So when you have an oil spill, the scientists have to get together and take advantage of this massive release of hydrocarbons to understand what happens to the oil, how it impacts the environment, where does it ultimately go, how does it degrade, all of these things. So it's critical that take advantage of the opportunities presented by an oil spill so you understand and know how to treat the next spill and understand the consequences of a spill. And that's what this is all about, is going back and trying to take advantage of this opportunity to gain a greater insight into how oil changes in the environment, what damage it causes, and what is the ultimate impact.
I think there's a continuing challenge for the scientific and engineering community growing out of the oil spill relative to collaboration, and this is true across academia, government, as well as industry. Each of those sectors brings enormous resources to bear on meeting the challenges. What has not been optimal up to this point has been the levels of coordination and collaboration which are needed. And we think this conference will be a major step in the direction of further collaboration and coordination.
We have scientists and engineers from 3 states, primarily Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana, but then we have a lot of other scientists coming from all over the nation. Here, these are folks that have received awards from NSF. They're going to showcase their findings, and we're going to get together and see what type of research ideas there are that would require more than small single investigator efforts. In other words, things that cross boundaries between different campuses, different institutions, and different disciplines.
Make sure that we learn all the lessons possible from the tragedy, but also the environmental damage that was done. That's where a conference like the Gulf Spill Conference that we're having today makes so much sense, where the academic and the scientific community can come together in collaboration to figure out what are the scientific lessons learned from the dispersants to the human impact to the natural issues that are surfacing in the marshes, on the beaches, in the ocean itself. We have to learn what we can and then apply the lessons learned for a better future.
Louisiana is already a leader in this particular area. We have a number of folks that have contributed heavily to the understanding of the nature and the impact of oil spill. But now we're going to say that it's not happening just to Louisiana, it's crossing state boundaries. And for that, we are going to require bringing more scientists that have different expertise from health, engineering, economics, and coastal and environmental issues.
We have a long history in each of the Gulf states of academic research related to the Gulf of Mexico. That information in and of itself is of value, and the expertise assimilated over the years is especially important in this setting now.
We're dealing with a very special scientific, social, and, to be perfectly honest, political situation here in the Gulf of Mexico. And in many ways, for scientists, this is a new thing. We've never had this kind of oil spill before. There are no experts for dealing with this kind of oil spill in the sciences or in engineering. And so what we're here to do is to encourage scientists from all parts of the professions to get together to combine what they know from their own individual expertise into helping us solve not only the environmental and technical aspects of this particular oil spill, but also to learn from this oil spill so that we can apply that knowledge that we gain here to other places in the world, not just the United States, but other places in the world where similar disasters are going to happen.
The collaboration is really important because the challenge that we face goes far beyond what we can do with our own disciplines. The problems are far more complicated, and it's really impossible to have one person or one discipline to be able to handle the problems. So the collaboration really brings together the necessary expertise to get the job done.
There are no special opportunities related to the Gulf oil spill, but there are lots of general opportunities for basic research in the social sciences that would use the oil spill as a test bed.
I'm very pleased to see the number of attendees in here, which shows the interest as well as the involvement of people in this very important topic that's of interest to this whole people. The message here is take this workshop as an opportunity to organize, coordinate, and build the intellectual infrastructure for the future in order to address all the coastal related research interests in this area.
I'm very encouraged and excited about what I'm seeing here today because this event has brought together a group of people that would normally never get together. There's just so much diversity in terms of the type of activities that are going on around this accident of the Gulf oil spill. It has brought so many different disciplines together, so many different people together, and a lot of this was fostered by the NSF rapid awards that we give. We give what's called rapid awards for PIs to come in and get funding for events such as the Gulf oil spill, things that happen in real time, that where data needs to be collected, that with the way things change quickly, the information that's obtained will go away if it's not gotten very quickly. And we encourage people to send in these requests for rapid rewards, and these are almost automatically funded if the criteria and if the research is warranted. So I encourage people to do this, and this conference brought together many of the people who got those rapid awards, and there were posters and a chance to meet those researchers, and it's had a big impact, and I am very encouraged by this multidisciplinary meeting.
This is just an excellent opportunity for our researchers to meet each other and to discuss their research. We are all about collaboration and have been fortunate to have collaborative opportunities with Louisiana and with Alabama. But even more importantly, it's just important for people to meet each other, to know the type of research that's being conducted, and then to learn about opportunities for collaborative proposals and collaborative research that can take place.
This is our home. This is the spill occurred where we live, and it's not just an academic exercise for us. It really is something that concerns us, concerns our families, concerns our neighbors.
Louisiana universities and Louisiana researchers have historically been leaders in research in relationship to the Gulf Coast and related matters. So it's quite logical that the oil spill is another opportunity to use many of the talents that have already been developed and that can be perfected further. We're encouraged by the fact that out of the 450 or so participants at this conference, over 250 are from about 20 Louisiana campuses. So we would expect the Louisiana researchers and campuses to continue to exercise leadership.
Most of the time, scientists really look within their own disciplines to pull together research teams. And this oil spill, the degree of the complexity of this oil spill is going to require many different people working together.
I think we have the universities, research universities have a really strong history of applying their knowledge to solving problems in the Gulf Coast region. We know the benchmarks of how these systems work, and we will be part of the institutions that will help solve the problems in the future.
Our objectives are really long range. I think the immediate understanding is that some of the best talent in scientific talent in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast and really the nation are bringing insights to bear on a wide range of matters related to the oil spill, from what is happening offshore to the human impact onshore, and that these individuals will continue their efforts over an indefinite future. There is funding available from the National Science Foundation. As we understood from the conversations yesterday, BP is going to issue an RFP soon that will provide additional funding. So we're looking both short-term and long-term in terms of the advantages coming out of this conference for the people in Louisiana and along the Gulf Coast.
We want to have at the end of this conference a priority of what the research needs are, how we can organize and coordinate among ourselves to be efficient in solving these problems, because this is not just a Louisiana problem, it's not just an Alabama problem, it is a Central Gulf Coast region problem, and our universities have to be organized to address them.
I would like people to understand that the issues before us are crossing different disciplines, and that the impact of these are not necessarily in one particular area. So we got to cross discipline, we got to cross boundaries of different states, and collectively see what opportunities there are for us to address these types of disastrous issues.